Emmy nominations came out today, and the TV shows that got more than 20 nominations each, the big winners were White Lotus, Severance, The Studio, The Penguin, and The Bear. Sounds like a day at the zoo. Also recognised are The Pit, The Diplomat, Slow Horses, The Last of Us, Hacks, and Only Murders in the Building. But one category that is not included in the Emmy Awards, which will be happening in a few weeks, is Most Hate-Watched Show. I want to talk about hate watching because it's been a big week for hate watching. The final of Love Island USA happened, and all the commentary I've read about that is people talking about how they just want to be released from this nightmare that they've been trapped in for the 6 weeks that show's been on.
I think that's how people feel about Married at First Sight too.
Yeah,
it gets
right.
this chokehold and this investment that it's like the sunk cost fallacy in that I've invested 12 weeks, I must persevere for the next 4, even though this show makes me angry.
Now, I'm going to unpack in a minute the psychology of hate watching because there's actually 6 different reasons why we do it. But the other thing that happened this week is a new episode of And Just Like That dropped. It was a whole thing. There was karaoke. There was also a lot of conversation about how the writers killed one main character's father twice and just forgot.
Every episode of that show feels to me like a whole day, like 8 hours.
They do feel very, very long. And look, as someone who has done script writing, I am currently on like my 28th draft. How it gets through
Of a TV show.
Of one episode of TV.
Yeah.
You never do more drafts. How it gets through
all those people
that you kill someone's dad twice.
And then
I
the
do not
actors
understand.
not remembering that and it wasn't like 10 seasons ago. In the first season, LTW mentioned my dad died, and then we had her funeral last week. I was reading actually a think piece about And Just Like That this week that really summed it up. It said, there is comfort in knowing that I'm not alone in terms of why this person hate watches it. I don't know anyone who is watching this thing earnestly. We're all in the same sinking ship, mourning what this show could have been, but gripped by the slow motion spectacle.
We're all Jack and Rose.
We're still hoping that Carrie and company will jump onto a lifeboat. For now, she's listlessly stumbling around a mansion in the ugliest hut you've ever seen. I hate it. I'll watch 100 episodes of it. I want to ask you guys which shows you've hate watched in your time, and there's also a list of some of the most hate watched shows.
Okay, so my hate watch show is one of the most hate watch shows, which is Selling Sunset. Like I know that they're all deeply irritating.
Jessie, how have we never bonded over this?
Do you watch it too?
I love Selling Sunset.
I watch
Okay, no, I
every
want to
season.
interrupt you there because we would need to make a distinction between a guilty pleasure show and a hate watch.
Okay, thank you.
Because I think maybe a guilty pleasure show might be Selling Sunset, certainly for you, Amelia. Don't know about you, Jessie. So hate watchers don't like the show, but they enjoy the act of disliking it.
This is actually different.
Okay.
Yes, guilty pleasure watchers do like the show but feel uneasy admitting it.
Yes, this
because
is
they
different.
think it's a bit embarrassing.
So
to watch that
can
show.
I posit a case study here, which is And Just Like That? I love Sex and the City. I hate And Just Like That. I will watch And Just Like That for as many seasons as they make it.
Same.
And to the streamer, does it matter? Like a click is a click, a play is a play, right? And so, and the most sort of obvious example of this is Emily in Paris, right? That's where hate watching really became popularized because they're like, this is the biggest show ever. Like, it's so big on Netflix, but also everyone universally knows this is bad.
Okay, but do we need a third category? Is Emily in Paris second screen watch? Are people watching that actively hating it, or are they watching it absent-mindedly while
I
they
think
shop?
they're actively hating it.
Yeah. So my sister Claire is she almost exclusively hate watches. Like I don't even know if she knows how to authentically enjoy anything anymore. And she'll watch any show that's really bad. She's like, yes, I've watched 14 episodes of it. She also watched The Bold Type. She felt the more irritating it got, the more into it she got.
I'm sorry, The Bold Type never got irritating, but we can take that up later.
The .com?
Loved it.
I'm going to quickly name a few more of
Okay.
let's quickly name a few more of the hate watch shows, and then I'm going to explain to you the different types of hate watching. Selling Sunset is here. 13 Reasons Why, Pretty Little Liars, Grey's Anatomy. Oh, controversial.
Euphoria. I hate watched that for a while.
The Idol. Remember The Idol?
yeah, that was really
Oh,
terrible
terrible
God,
show.
yes. That's a classic hate watch.
Yeah, the Real Housewives franchise. Although for some people that's a guilty pleasure, for others it's a hate watch. Keeping Up with the Kardashians and all forms of Kardashian show.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to tell you there are a number of reasons why. The first reason people hate watch, social and community bonding.
Oh, yes.
Amelia and I are on all the Reddit threads for And Just Like That. And it's full of people who love that show, love the world of that show and the characters, but are so upset about what it's become.
So I think
And you feel like you're part of something. Like every Friday when the episode drops, Amelia and I run to Reddit to commune with our people.
what hate watching does that like watching doesn't is it's so funny. It's like the commentary is actually funny.
Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah.
I was reading one of my And Just Like That hate watch threads the other day at the hairdresser. I started cackling so much that the hairdresser had to tell me to stop laughing because she was cutting my hair wrong.
Because you feel so seen. Like the commentary around Severance, which I loved, was great, but it wasn't funny. I didn't feel as much a part of a community.
No. People are very invested and they have very strong feelings.
Yeah.
Like I read one that made me laugh out loud today that I sent Amelia that was a picture of Miranda and Steve, and it said, I feel very hurt and upset that Miranda broke up with Steve. Okay, so I'm going to jump to another one, which is nostalgia and self-reflection. And this is also a bit of a reason for us, or for me, watching And Just Like That. We stick with shows that we once enjoyed because they're tied to comfort and rituals and memories, even if they've gone off the rails.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's like comfort food, but also horror.
Do you know what I do is, and this is sick and depraved, but sometimes I watch And Just Like That and then I chase it with a Sex and the City season 6 episode.
Oh,
But that's because Max feeds you straight.
am
Like
I
when
doing?
there's a reason, because it ends. You get to the last episode and then it feeds you. You might like to watch next.
Yeah.
Sex and the City.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which you're right. It's almost like too cruel, the comparison. Another one is social comparison. So, they say comparison is the thief of joy, but only if you're comparing yourself to someone who's better than you. When you're watching flawed characters or
Annoying
people,
characters. You're like, I'm not that annoying.
you feel better about yourself.
Yes, when Carrie interrupts someone for the nth time to tell them more about her own feelings, I do feel better.
Then there's curiosity and schadenfreude, which is being happy when bad things happen to someone else, which is the reason that a lot of people were giving for watching Love Island USA. Like, how bad can it get?
Yeah, absolutely.
One of the most compelling reasons I read was there was a 2022 research study done, which I can do this. I volunteer as tribute to be involved in the next Hate Watch study. It was called The Psychology of Hate in the European Journal of Social Psychology. So it's real. And they made a great point. They said that we hate watch because we experience emotions that we want to feel, and that makes us happier. So on a Friday night, maybe I want to wallow a bit. Maybe I want to sort of like feel a little bit reflective about the week that's been.
You're right about that, because another reason listed here is the expression of negative emotions. It's a very safe way to vent irritation and dissatisfaction. It's also very low stakes. So there are terrible things going on in the world, but I can obsess over the hat Carrie's wearing.
And sometimes I just want to feel something. So what people won't watch is something that they feel entirely indifferent towards. But loving and hating, like there is something great. You know how nothing bonds people more than an irritating coworker? And it like brings everyone together, and there's a real sense of camaraderie.
I think that's me.
And yeah, exactly. And, I often think like the reason that solitary confinement is torture is because you have no one to confirm your own reality with. And I think hate watching is the equivalent of like turning to people either side and being like, can we just confirm that this is reality?
Yes.
And it makes us feel totally sane. My worry is it just normalising meanness? Like, because the snark, which inevitably comes from this, does start to kind of infiltrate, like you hate watch someone on social media, you leave a comment, you set up a thread somewhere.
You do feel a bit dirty at the end. Yeah. Remember when you set up a Facebook group, Maths Lols?
Yes.
to lol about maths. But it sort of deteriorated and you ended up having to close it.
How did it deteriorate?
Because I was like, guys, there are rules. We're not being mean about the people. We're not calling someone ugly. That's not fun. It's not fun to call someone ugly. What we're doing is we are making fun of the concept. And people they were like, putting in the gossip. And I was like, less gossip, more lols.
Yeah, I think that's another important distinction between just being a C word and hate watching something. You're not attacking... You're almost incensed that it had so much potential and isn't better. So another important criteria is that it has to have ambition. It's not fun to hate watch something that's just sort of low budget and genuinely crap. It's got to be trying, which is almost a bit sad, but it's also got to have high production values.
But I would say, and I think that this speaks to one of your points about like deep human emotion and also community, is that this is not a new phenomenon. Like, I suppose hate watching has probably grown since it is bizarre that we could watch anything ever created and we choose to watch something we hate.
Like, we are living in the golden era of TV, right?
Yeah.
The Emmys have shown there's never been more shows, never been better shows. So that's why it was interesting to look at the psychological reasons, because why do we choose to spend hours and hours of our one precious life watching things that annoy us?
But I think it is a new phenomenon, Jessie. It turns out that the idea dates back to 2008, which is relatively recently, and it coincides with the rise of streaming services and the idea that you can choose whatever you want to watch. Now, my question is, why, as you say, when we can choose what we want to watch, why are we moving towards things we don't like?
I think that it's cathartic. And I keep thinking, my mum always says that her memory of her dad is standing in the kitchen putting on this radio station he hated because they were super conservative and he was the opposite politically. He'd put it on and yell at it all day. That was his and he felt he didn't lose it at his family because he was too busy losing it at the guy on the radio. So I think that the idea that we might tune in to things that aggravate us is, I was reading.
Push our buttons.
The push our buttons, like those things in our brain are very, very close. And I think there's something relieving about it.
Mia, I've never asked you this. Why do you hate watching just like that?
I was just thinking about it. I think for me, I was so glad that when I started looking into these reasons, for me, it's nostalgia and self-reflection. So the reason we all say, I can't believe what they've done to this show, I can't believe these characters, but I will still go back again and again and again because I love them. I have such nostalgia for them. They feel so comfortable. And I keep having such great hope that they will return to their former glory.
And it's why people will watch reboots no matter how bad the reboot is. It's like, and then they'll shit on the reboot and then there'll be a really funny recap of it. But it's like, I was just happy to spend time with them.